Good morning, Chasm listeners. Today is Saturday, August 17th, 2019. This is Nathan Hylla, the Project Management Supervisor with the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District, with your conservation report for this week. No, I will not be singing Christmas carols, but just to let the Chasm listeners know that one of the next times I will be doing the radio tape, we'll be hosting the Conservation Christmas carols, and before you know it, December will be here. I hope you've been enjoying your summer. The weather's been fairly nice. We've had some timely rains, and I was out of town part of this week, and I did see that we did have some hail, so hopefully that didn't do too much damage to the crop out there. I want to talk this morning a little bit about some protection efforts that we have going on in Stearns County. I've been involved personally with the Avon Hills program. It's called the Avon Hills Initiative. Funding comes from not the LaSartans, but the Legislative Citizens Commission on Minnesota Resources. It's called the LCCMR, to protect lands in the Avon Hills. And I've had contact with several landowners. We do have an application period that's going to be starting here at the beginning of September and ending at the end of November. The program protects land that's in native habitat, or not native habitat, but habitat, keeps it in that state forever. And as part of this program, you also give up some development rights to protect the Avon Hills area. And, you think it's around Avon, but actually the map shows that it goes all the way up to St. Stephen almost, down to Cold Spring, as far west as some of the areas near Farming, and as far east as St. Joe. So that it does stretch a large area. We have sent letters to folks that own 40 acres and more. So if you've received a letter, I know we've called folks. You may be receiving another letter here shortly. And I am the main contact for that program. If you have any questions about that, again, it's to permanently protect your land and keep it in that current state forever if those are your wishes. A lot of people choose that route for their land and their property to ensure a legacy for the next generation. Maybe they have a son or a daughter that wants to take over, and they don't want the land to change. They want the land to stay in its current state forever. So I think that's one of the goals of the landowners to put it in this program. So if you're interested in that and you do receive a letter, or if you just want to know more about it, you can certainly talk to me. You can dial the office at 320-251-7800, extension 3, and you can ask for Nate. So I'd be happy to visit with you about that. I do have a special guest. We don't do this very often. I do have a special guest with me today. I have been in charge of Abbi Primus. Abbi is a student at St. Scholastica, and she's doing an immersion experience here in Stearns County, and it's to help her in the classroom. And I'm going to have her tell you a little bit about herself, and then a little bit more detail about what the program's all about. So, Abbi, if you want to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and kind of the story behind this.
Sure thing. So hi, everybody. My name is Abbi Primus. I'm originally from Sauk Center, Minnesota. So I grew up on a dairy farm just east of town, headed toward Gray Eagle. Grew up there my whole life. Absolutely loved being outside and doing everything that I could with the dairy farm. Went to school in Duluth, Minnesota at St. Scholastica for my undergrad. I studied biology and psychology. And eventually I found my way into the world of teaching and education. So I'm a grad student right now at St. Scholastica, working on my master's and working on getting my teaching license so that I can teach high school science someday. I have about a year left. And part of my program at Scholastica is to do an immersion experience, just like the one I'm doing now. So the purpose of those is to get teachers who are going into STEM fields, so that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we get those teachers out into the real world, into a field where all of the things they teach students are actually applied and physically represented. So right now I'm working with Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation, and I'm just getting a glimpse into the world of conservation and everything that I can later tell my students about.
She's been doing a great job. She's been doing everything from looking at waste storage facilities or manure pits to usually we take new staff and let them go out and take shots inside the manure pit, which we haven't done that with Abbi yet. But she's been a trooper here for the first 3 days. She's only here for 2 weeks, but we've gotten to know her a little bit. over the last few days. So it's been great, and taking her knowledge to the students. Part of what we do here at the Soil and Water is help educate our youth and our young folks in the classroom and through water festivals to teach them about conservation, some of the conservation techniques that we use. And Abby, with this experience, may be able to bring this wherever she ends up, conservation into the classroom. Now she has some contacts for folks that know a little bit about conservation, who, as she mentioned, are in the real world and doing real things out there, because sometimes when you're in the classroom, it's best for students to understand that. And I, as a former teacher, know that bringing specialists and speakers in the classroom, students are a lot better behaved for guest speakers than they are sometimes a teacher. So, and it's good to bring the real world experience to the classroom. So thanks for being here. And then and she, as she mentioned, she wants to use this type of experience for her classroom teaching students. She'll be here for the next 2 weeks. So we hope to get her out on potentially some drone flights and out at the Discovery Farm as well. So Abby, I want to thank you for coming to Stearns County and hope you enjoy your time here. Chasm listeners, I hope you enjoy your fall. You might not hear back from me until September or so. I don't remember when I'm on the schedule again. And again, if you have any questions about the Avon Hills, don't hesitate to give me a call. And if there's any teachers listening out there, we do have an education program in this office as well, where we help youth and get out into classrooms as well. So again, this is Nathan Hylla, the Project Management Supervisor, with your conservation report for Saturday, August 17th, 2019. Have a great weekend. Thanks.